Hey guys, what's up? It's Schla coming back to ya with another episode of Car Rides with Schla. And today I am. I think today was pretty good, honestly. You know, it's like, all things considered, I don't really think it was a bad day at all. So, you know, I don't really think, yeah, like, end of the show. No, but today, I mean, it went by fairly fast. Wasn't too long of a day. Nothing like that. Nothing crazy. Nothing wild. Nothing unusual. I don't know that there was too much deep thinking necessarily, but no, that's also fine. Also, no problem with that. Just, yeah, like, more of the same old, really. It's kind of crazy, though. Like, I am just kind of thinking and processing now, like how fast everything's gone by for me. It's pretty just like weird to think about. Like, I'm kind of, and again, working like whole days is definitely, well, it's something. But I guess from what I know, it's actually not even all that crazy. You know, it's like a lot of people have to go through that kind of stuff. So I don't know, like, how surprising really is it, or how. I think honestly, what I've thought of. Well, first of all, it was kind of like a turbulent day emotionally. I mean, some at certain points I was feeling fun, at other points I was kind of feeling like fairly introspective, thinking about all kinds of things, really. I mean, it's like, I guess, contemplating and wondering about myself and, you know, where I'm at in life and things like that. And, I guess sometimes feeling like, wondering if I'm really grateful enough for the things I have. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I still kind of feel like I'm not really at where I should be at. But, ultimately, I don't know. Like, I guess I just notice other people's strengths, and, there's plenty of things that I'm kind of weak with, or a lot of times it's like inconsistencies, I'm kind of like inconsistent in regards to my performance. I'm capable of a lot, but it's like, from one day to the next, I could have like a pretty bad showing. I may be seen by some people as fairly, novice, and then others would see me as like, they'd be like scared of me. So you kind of have two of those, and that's just not, I just don't think that's very helpful. I think when you're living and you're alive, it's kind of like you want to, or it's favorable socially to be consistent. I think I'm someone who can be kind of difficult for people to coin, and that obviously comes with its problems. Because most people are really going to prefer a person who is easy to comprehend, and there isn't much complexity going on. So it's a whole thing, really. Just a whole concept. But it's sorry, I was just autopiloting. Um Basically what it is and what it means is like a lot of people I'm just very difficult to read and people don't like that. You know, like people like someone who's very easy to figure out, and you know, it doesn't really take too long to get to the bottom of who they are and what their whole deal is. And I think for me, a lot of people, they still make their assumption, but it's usually wrong. And then, you know, beyond that, it's like, I don't know. Not really too sure. Not really too sure where I'm getting at with things, but yeah, I mean, I guess that really sums up how I felt today. It's kind of like just wondering about myself. And I just don't know that I've really gotten over. I mean, I switch. It's like, you know, sometimes I have like a burst of confidence about things. I'm sure it's been recorded on here. I'll have this like burst of confidence and I'll be really like, I'll be pretty motivated and I'll be trying to push and, you know, but then that'll go away eventually, you know, like it that won't really last. It just doesn't really last. You know, eventually it just kind of like fizzles out. And then that's that. Like, not really too much else to it. But yeah, it's like where I'm at in life, how good my life's been. I just don't know. I don't know. Guess lucky or fortunate are good terms because it's really just like I just wonder. I mean, I wonder sometimes if I even deserve the stuff I have, like, because I still think about that, about my spending and how, you know, other people obviously need the money for more important things, like, you know, and I really just have just been going full force. Like, I'm basically actualizing everything my heart's really ever desired. Like, I never really had, I guess, all that much of a goal, you know, and the low hanging fruit, the highest of the low hanging fruit is picked, you know? The highest of the low hanging fruit is picked. And I think that's interesting. Cause yeah, there's large things. There's like getting a home or um, having children, but those are things that are like, I mean, they're so much more difficult to obtain, and they come with a lot of like extra problems. Like, you know, when you have all these aspirations to just buy a lot of this tech stuff. I mean, yeah, the tech's expensive, but it's doable. It's not like it's impossible. At least not for me. Now, for some people, it definitely, you know, would be impossible. Um, just because not everybody. I mean, a lot of people, it's rough for them right now. You know, so I'm fortunate enough to not have to pay rent. So, to not have to pay rent. But I wonder because, like, that really does pain me still. I still think about it. I really think my life it's good, you know? I mean, I've been through a lot of mental strain, but it's really like, I don't even know. I don't even know why I put myself through half of the stuff I'm putting myself through. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, why do I even... Because there's so many people that would just, like, take my life and just enjoy it. And I just wonder, it's like, I mean, like I've described before, I don't really think anybody really thinks like that. I mean, nobody thinks to enjoy or to not enjoy. It's, we just kind of gravitate towards different things, and, you know, that's how they happen. So, so yeah, I mean, in a lot of ways, I feel like I'm just kind of soft. Like, I don't know. And things societally aren't good, but that pretty much affects everybody who doesn't have uh, excessive generational wealth right now. Pretty much. I mean, you know, you have some breakout people who are doing fine, but most people are not doing fine right now. So, yeah, I'm hoping to get some better rest tonight. I don't think I've been sleeping too great. It's good that Monday's over, but the fact that it's still only going to be Tuesday is a little bit frustrating. I don't know. And yet, for some reason, I just feel really tired. The natural melatonin it's already hitting, you know? More so than usual. And yeah, it's like I really want to get closer to 8 hours of sleep, but I keep just not doing it. And I'm not entirely sure why. I mean, it could be possible that like 7.5 is my goal, but I just don't know. I probably should just be getting 8, but it's like the way my life is, you know, just not set up for that, I guess. But yeah, I mean, the direction my life's gonna take is things are gonna change a lot, you know, because it's gonna be pretty soon that I'm gonna have purchased like pretty much everything that I want, and then, you know, where do you go from there? It's just like, what do you do? I don't know. Because this whole time, like, I've had stuff to look forward to, and that's another thing that crossed my mind recently. Is it's like, you know, there's only so much equipment to get before it's like just not like, you know, there's gonna be something I'm gonna have to do. This year it was supposed to be a reflective year, and I think that transition is beginning. I mean, there's still some final things I just want to buy, and I think, especially the microphone is a pretty reasonable purchase, if you think about it, because like I don't know, I think I should just get like the best mic. I shouldn't be using this cheap one anymore. Can't afford it. There's just no reason not to. It's like I said, I'm curious even to use it for like home use. Like I might end up getting another one or something. I'm not really sure. Think too, trying to think a little bit differently about things. I mean, it's great that I save money by buying things pre-owned, but like to some extent, or like obsessing over sales, but maybe I'm at the point in my life where I can really let that go and just, but now, I mean, the other side of me like is not really trying to do that. So it's interesting. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm just at a chill spot. I think in terms of the like external forces in my life, I can feel some things lifting. You know, I don't. Maybe we are finally gonna bottom out. Who knows, right? So, um, I was gonna say I forgot to take the beef out of the freezer, but I actually didn't because it's still Monday. So I will actually take it out tonight, and then I'll be fine. Yeah, wow, am I tired? It's weird. I'm not usually like this tired on the way home. Really though, like it is true. I think it's something I don't really give myself enough credit for, like just just being able to sleep consistently, like cuz most people I know, they just don't. They just can't. And like I'm not perfect, but I really do sleep pretty consistently, and so I notice it. I mean, even if I just stay up or wake up like an hour or two early, I notice it. It really fouls up your like sense of time and things like that. And so a lot of people who I know who are going through that, like I can tell it affects their emotional state. And then, I guess I have to keep that in mind that where I'm at, like I have a lot of extra bandwidth because of the consistent sleep. I have a lot of extra bandwidth due to sufficient protein. You know, a lot of people aren't even getting like the bare minimums of these things. But yeah, I mean, I can definitely sense that this year could be a transformative, reflective year. I'm hoping it is, at least. But I'm more excited for 2027. I don't know why. And I don't know if that's just me being like, I don't know, but I think this will be like the last, it could be the last boring year. I want to say that by 2027, maybe, I mean, in terms of the recording, getting used to recording and talking, it's going to be different. It's definitely going to be different, because at that point, I would have had been doing this for a long time, and so I'm hoping by then things would be different. But I guess even still, to me, it doesn't really feel like it, because we are nearing a year, right? It's already February, and then it's just March, April, May. And then, so we're like 3 months away, a little over 3 months away from it being the 1 year anniversary of doing car rides with Schla. So it's not really that distant. You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty close. And I guess I already kind of feel like I don't have too much to show for it. Like, it kind of feels like I don't really know if my ability to speak has improved all that much. I mean, I want to say it has, but I'm not really certain there's proof of that. And then it kind of becomes like, is it more about the exercise? Or what am I really like doing by doing this? Because it's definitely taking up a lot of energy, and it's mostly to do with not the recording, although the recording is somewhat of an energy taker upper. But it's not just the recording, it's doing these videos. Like, I'm really getting tired of doing all the videos. And so, but I kind of wonder, like, it's almost weird to imagine a car ride where I didn't. I think it would feel strange to me. And that's what I've talked about. It's like, even if I'm going silent a lot and I'm not even talking much, like, having the microphone off, it feels strange. It feels weird. It's just, yeah, it's odd. Like, it's like I don't like it. And so even if the show's not turning out good, like, I just don't think I'm going to cancel an episode, because I like having the microphone running and ready. And actually, I would probably live that way in my own life if I could. It's interesting. I believe I was 14 years old, I kind of had this like obsession with filming and recording. I always did, I always was interested in recording. Pretty much as soon as I could with my iPod, I was trying to record my Pokemon Let's Plays on my DS. But like the iPod had such a bad camera, like I really wished I could have gotten a better camera. Of course, people had those like capture card setups, which were pretty crazy, but I didn't know how to do that as a kid, and I was into all this stuff. I was always obsessed with it. But when I was in school, I had this fantasy. I remember for a while I was fantasizing about it, about having a camera, and was hoping that if I was recording something, if a camera was running, it would like unlock my social anxiety. So like when the camera was off, I'd be like boring and quiet, but then when the camera was on, I wouldn't be, because that was really the main limiting factor even for me in school. Actually remember that year, I think I was 13, and that time in my life I was just very awkward. It wasn't even just necessarily awkwardness, it was just like I just couldn't really be myself. I just could not. Some of those classes just seemed so strange. School to me seemed that way. And yeah, it's just like, I don't really know how else to put it, right? But yeah, it was really a confusing time. I remember, yeah, around that like 13, 14, I was so confused about just life, and so many things were so confusing. It was like so difficult just to go to school, you know? But I would think about filming, but I never could get over it. And I didn't really have money to get equipment. And, I ultimately didn't really even end up making too much content. Like, I tried, but I never was really super happy with it. And I never really even got into the whole Let's Play thing. I would just kind of stop. And that's kind of what I'm saying. Although, I guess some of my Let's Plays I recorded a decent amount, but all the footage is lost, sadly. Um, just would have been with my camera or something. I would have tried like recording stuff, but I didn't really know what I was doing, and I didn't really know what the end game was. But I was always had this infatuation with recording, and then really things kind of, they died down with that. They really did, because then I've explained how, like, I ended up making some content eventually with too much slop, but my content was always strange. It was never really professional. It was always just kind of had like a weirdness to it. Um, and yeah, I mean, I did some stuff with too much slop, but then I stopped. I just had such an intense anxiety about making and releasing content. For whatever reason, there was such a stress about it, you know. There was such a stress about posting content. For some reason, I don't remember what was going through my head. Even now, there may still be like residual kind of feelings or doubts about, should I really be doing this or not, you know? So, like, it was always there, especially when I was younger. I just don't know what happened. It just started to get too hurtful. I remember. And then, when I had my second wind with too much slop, making the music, I was trying to muscle my way to making another channel, but I couldn't do it. I just ended up giving up. And I probably should have kept working at it, but again, it was just like, I really got sad. I really got upset, like trying to self promote, and then like different things would go wrong, or like not really be working out. And just being like pretty sensitive at the time. Yeah, just like really sensitive. I actually remember when I was getting really upset. And what had happened, it was weird. Like, it was this same night my mom started like criticizing facial hair, and kind of like, I don't know why she was criticizing me, trying to act like I should shave or something. Um, and And then I was also trying to do the too much slop self promo, but it really wasn't the same as it was before when I would have other channels that I self promoted. You know, it just seemed like people were different, and I did pretty well. Like obviously the first 200 subscribers were like jump started, you know. I got 200 subscribers in 2 weeks just through self promotion. And then again, I just like stopped. I just get like tired. I get like lazy. I burn out, you know, which is why this series, like not burning out, has been a very new thing for me. You know, it's just, I know it's not much, and I don't even know if I've improved all that much, but I guess the fact that I'm still here is like kind of crazy. Because I've just never been consistent with a single thing my whole life. I mean, I'm so serious. Like, there is not one thing I've ever been this consistent about. I think a full 9 months straight of like recording and creating something. I mean, I would always just be jumping around. I think even with video games, like, because when I was younger, I was like a gamer, you know, I'd play Pokemon and stuff. Like, I would always kind of lose interest or get out of it or like, you know, want to be playing a different game. You know what I'm like? It just always would, it would be like that. Like, I would never, I don't think like 9 months straight would go by of me playing the same game. You know, like after a while I would just switch. Like I never really was consistent. And same with any form of content creation I did. Never created content this consistently. Like it just never happened. So it's such a major like milestone and accomplishment. It really is. Because school was really the only thing I did consistent, and I barely put any effort into that. And then now I've held a job down, you know, for as long as I have, which is, you know, to me it feels impressive. I know to many people it's like probably not that big of a deal, but for me, like, it's really something I doubted myself about. So yeah, just I don't know. But yeah, I'm tired. Oh right, I was gonna end these sooner. Anyways, it's been schla, but now it's time to buy schla. So see you schla.